Now, this fight's going to be action-packed, trust me. Sakuraba gave us... All his fights were beautiful, action-packed. And Allan, I saw him fight in Pancras. He fought Frank Shamrock there. And that was an action-packed fight, too. So, for sure, this is going to be beautiful.
Okay, there he is. Allan goes with Carlson Gracie standing directly behind him. Now, there may be an element of payback in this fight, because Goes may be going back for revenge over his teammate lost to Sakuraba, Conan Silveira, in Ultimate Japan. And there he is, Kazushi Sakuraba. As I was saying earlier, Conan Silveira lost to Sakuraba via an armbar, and it may be a humiliating thing for a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy to get armbarred by a Japanese pro wrestler.
Yeah, that has to be real bad. I remember that. I was there, and man, that was crazy. And like a classic book armbar too, you know, spin around 180 degrees, pow, there it was. But can he do this to Allan? Because this guy knows his submissions.
I think Allan is technically a better grappler than Conan Silveira. Oh, nice front kick there by Sakuraba to let him know that things are going to come flying upside his head. Sakuraba with a very low single takedown. Sakuraba working to pass the guard of Allan. Not such an easy proposition.
Good shot, you see?
Yeah, use the strikes to set up the submissions.
Yeah, this has to be a good fight. It cannot be anything else than a good fight.
You've got two of the greatest ground fighters in the world really risking their reputations going up against each other. A lot of times in high-level sports, some of the top fighters, they don't fight each other. But here, we've got two of the best fighting each other.
Oh, yeah.
Sakuraba chopping down with his own punch, the right hand, and looked like he almost got pulled into a triangle choke there.
Yeah. Did you see how he defended right away, put his arms in?
And look how he's defending against guillotine choke. Allan has been non-stop at trying submissions for the last 30 seconds. That's a tight guillotine, boss.
Wow.
He doesn't have the guard wrapped around yet, but is Sakuraba in trouble here?
No, he's not. He's from the side. He cannot do it. I wouldn't waste the energy.
Oh, good kick there by Allan. When you see the leg fly back like that, you know that that was some impact.
Oh, he's bleeding.
It's a lot of blood out of that right ear. Now, the look in Sakuraba's eyes...
It's a little different, huh? From what we've seen before.
Yeah, well, it's a little more aggressive. It's a little more emotional.
Yeah. He really wants to kick him now. It's probably because he's bleeding. He's like Bruce Lee.
Could be, but Allan demonstrating that he's dangerous from the bottom with kicks. He threw that roundhouse kick very close.
Oh, cartwheel. Nice.
Cartwheel. And punching away at Allan. Oh! Allan shooting that up kick straight up. And that kind of stunned Sakuraba there for a second. High drama here at the Tokyo Dome. Allan on the bottom, Kazushi Sakuraba standing. Neither man giving an inch. Both men trying to impose their unique games on the other. I've got to say, I've been impressed with Allan so far, especially from the kicking standpoint.
Yeah, I thought submissions for sure. I know. But the kicking, he even kicked him in the head. And a few times really close too.
Flying roundhouse kick to the head.
Yeah, look at this.
Stomp kick to the leg. Roundhouse kick to the leg. Straight up kick to the face.
Whoa, good low kick there.
Sakuraba doesn't quite know what to do with this position. But you can be damn sure that he's not going to wait around. He's going to try something.
But what? What is he going to do? Allan is doing a great job here.
Allan is very well prepared for this fight. And he comes in with a lot of confidence.
Oh.
That sounded like a cap gun going off. That was a hard smack on the leg of Allan Goes.
Kick to the... Oh!
Great up kicks there by Allan Goes.
Man, he trained for this.
Dangerous kicks by Allan Goes. Sakuraba trying to rough his and tumble his way in.
He's going leg lock. He's trying something.
Whoa! Allan blocking the punches by Sakuraba.
Leg lock. He's going. He wants to go for knee bar. Toe hold. Oh.
Allan pushes his way up. Allan gets back up.
Uh-oh. This is a dangerous thing. We saw him a few times in this position.
Sakuraba in the side mount on top. Allan Goes working to get out of that position. I think the stakes are incredibly high in this fight, and both men are fighting at the peak of their capability, but Allan seems to be scoring the better strikes so far.
He is doing really well. He's ahead on points. That's one thing for sure. At the other hand, yeah, I think on points he is because he scored a lot. But Sakuraba did a lot too. He also gave some damage, and he gave him a hard time. Kicks to the legs.
I would wonder. I would think that Allan Goes had probably studied Sakuraba a little bit.
Yeah, he trained for this, for that kicking thing. He trained it for sure because the low kicks he gave, the kicks to the knees, the kicks to the head. Here we go. Kick to the head. See,
it's Allan that is initiating the first strikes. Sakuraba's playing catch up every time. Allan is usually the first guy to get off for the strikes, where Sakuraba, because he's so used to grappling without strikes, there he gets kicked again. I think that this fight is going to have a very, very powerful effect on Sakuraba's fighting style, because in his fights against Carlos Newton, Vernon Tiger White, there were very few strikes thrown. But Allan is unloading on Sakuraba. See, he's kicking him in the face every couple minutes.
Well, every couple seconds.
All right.
Sakuraba thinks, what is going on?
And look how Allan is holding Sakuraba's leg. Now look at that leg work by Allan Goes.
Yeah, this guy's phenomenal.
He really is. What a great takedown.
And again.
Allan's leg work is phenomenal in this fight.
Yeah, they say in Jiu-Jitsu he's got one of the best guards in the world, they say. And I guess we see it right here because having a good guard is all about footwork and leg work and hips and everything, and he's using it 100%.
Oh no, this is not good because, Sakuraba... He's going to choke Sakuraba out. Sakuraba's in a lot of... he got out. Wow. Unbelievable.
He had him.
He's on Kazushi Sakuraba. He's giving him problems in this fight. Now his nose is cut.
What? That's what he's going to do next. Yeah, he wiped off his blood. He only didn't taste it. Kicks.
this is Allan Go's fight so far. No question.
Very nice. Isso. Whoa! Blazed away again.
Hey! Now that was great. Cupped the heel, took him down. Now we get to see Sakuraba work from his guard.
I don't believe that he's going to catch him with a triangle, no. No.
I don't think so
That's
either.
not gonna happen.
But we get to see Sakuraba work from his back. A reversal here.
Yeah, but it's only 1 minute left, so that's bad for Allan right now, because he's got a good position. But Allan can strike, trust me.
Yeah, he really... Oh, Allan's going for the choke again, boss.
But he's losing it again.
He doesn't have the correct leg position. He needs to be directly... Now... This is some of the best jiu-jitsu I've ever seen in mixed martial arts, for sure.
Beautiful.
And it was mixed up with strikes. Kazushi Sakuraba helps, Allan goes up.
Yeah.
What a tremendous first round for Allan goes. He dominated Sakuraba with strikes from the bottom. From the bottom.
Here we go, watch this. He turns him and then he turns on his back.
Oh, he had it in, too.
He had the choke.
He had the choke, and Sakuraba desperately fought his way out.
He just missed that hook. The left hook, you see? He just missed it. That was a close call right there.
Oh, yeah. But nonetheless, Sakuraba remained relaxed throughout. It was, as we stated earlier, how Sakuraba was fighting with some emotion, and I think that emotion may not have fit him too well. I think he's got to go back to that really icy exterior, because Allan is here to win. That's for sure.
You can say that again. Touch hand kick, high kick. Oh.
But Allan doesn't care about giving up like a single leg takedown like that, because he wants to work from the bottom. He's been successful there. I don't know that he's going to submit Sakuraba from the bottom, because he seemed to be most successful working towards a submission when he got Sakuraba's back. But from here, he's dangerous with the strikes. Like right there, he's grinding away, hitting Sakuraba on the ear, bloodied Sakuraba's ear. But look at his leg work.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
It's very technical.
Sakuraba grabbing the foot, looks like he's going for like a toe. No, he let it go. But obviously he saw his fight against Frank Shamrock, where Frank had caught Allan in a heel hook, and he had to escape. But that was after that Allan choked Frank, and Frank had to escape. So that was a fight, man. That was a 15-minute full power fight.
I think Allan may have exerted quite a bit of energy and maybe trying to catch a second wind in the second round. Sakuraba working for position on the bottom himself. Now Allan goes on top.
Calma, respira agora. Junta a mão com a mão aí para não sair. Passa estabiliza. Pensa lá, pensa. Tá na boa. Passa estabiliza. Vem pra bater, bate. Olha o carão dele aí.
That's got to be uncomfortable. Allan's right knee pushing down at the back of Sakuraba's leg.
Yeah, you know, it's very difficult to breathe right now. Your neck is bent, and that shot is also very uncomfortable.
Sakuraba chopping up from the bottom. It's quite a bit different round than the first round was, where we saw Sakuraba standing, but taking most of the abuse while standing.
Yeah, that was something crazy, eh? Yeah, he's catching his breath, and then he will go again. Now, what's going to happen next? Is he going to try to pass the guard? I think he does. I think he will.
Well, I think we're going to see some explosion of some kind. It's interesting to see the progression of mixed martial art fighting technique here. We've seen different elements brought in, and now we've seen Allan Goes bring in some really interesting elements, especially working from the bottom. It seems like his top game is a little slower than his bottom game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he caused more damage on the bottom than he's doing now. But this is a good position for him. He passed the guard, now he goes to the side. Probably going to start raining knees.
There's Carlson Gracie, legendary trainer of some of the world's greatest grapplers. Sakuraba on the bottom again. He's got his back to Allan, but this is not a good position for him to test with Allan Goes. Allan looks like Sakuraba may be going for, he was trying to go for a Kimura lock there.
And again, oh no. Went for the choke and missed it.
Allan is really testing Sakuraba's defense against the rear naked choke here. I don't know that Sakuraba wants to stay there and bait him with that move by turning his back to Allan.
I don't know either, because if Allan Goes puts the hook in one time, there's going to be trouble. But every time he just misses to put that hook in, and that gives Sakuraba the opportunity to twist out, to turn out.
Okay, now here's where Allan does his best. Now, I can't strike behind the back of the head, so that he gets a warning. But this is where Allan does his best work, is when he's on the bottom. When he was on top, he was pretty static. He didn't do much. But here on the bottom, he goes with punches to the ears. He goes for attempted arm bars or triangle chokes. And he even throws some kicks when Sakuraba gives him distance. But now Sakuraba, he wised up to that, so he's staying real close.
Front choke. Okay.
Sakuraba going for a Kimura and almost getting him in on an arm bar.
Oh, look at this.
Now this has gotten real interesting. Allan does not want to get arm barred by Sakuraba. That would be humiliating.
Yeah, that would, yeah, you don't want to go back to Brazil then. But he's not. He's way too experienced for that.
I'll tell you one thing that I noticed about Sakuraba is that when he gets in a little bit of trouble, he continues rolling, and then he rolls again, and then he rolls again. He just doesn't hold on and pray that the guy makes a mistake. He's always moving himself. Even if he gets himself into a bad position, he'll fight his way out.
Yep.
So he's showing an extreme amount of confidence in his grappling skill. But Allan, on the other hand, not as dominant in this round as he was the first round, because Sakuraba has changed his own game plan. It's been a little bit different of a round, closer.
Yeah, but Sakuraba, there are only a few people in the world that can move like Sakuraba, you know, and go for these submissions. Look at this. Oh, now for some reason he ends up again. Look at that. His balance is phenomenal. He's got everything going. He's got all the skills, man. He can kick too.
But see, he doesn't really want us to be in this position because he's had problems. Because Allan will kick him in the knee 1 minute, throw a roundhouse kick to the face, and then throw a straight-up front kick to the face. Now he's chopping down with an axe kick.
Yeah.
Wow. This guy's versatile with those kicks from the bottom. Look at that.
3 minutes in this round.
He's throwing the kick that is... Allan's amazing on the bottom.
That's a good one.
Good shot.
And again.
That's on that bad knee, too.
And again.
I don't think Sakuraba should stay in this position. Even if he has to do a cartwheel, jump straight up in the air, do something. Get down on the ground, get in Allan's guard, or try and get back down, because this is more advantageous to Allan Goes. Allan's going to kick him in the face again.
Man, he seems so relaxed, eh? Both of them, but I mean, Sakuraba has no emotions. He doesn't show any emotion.
But he's taking kick after kick there on the leg, and that's not good.
Yeah, but those kicks, they don't hurt. That one he had on the inside, that was a good kick. And the kicks to the head, they're good kicks. Like when he kicks now, he's going to get some leverage, you see?
Sakuraba's looking right at his leg.
That one.
It's really ironic because Sakuraba, in his first couple fights in the Pride Fighting Championships, surprised his opponents with unpredictable moves. But I think now the tables have been turned on him because Allan is giving him moves that maybe he has never seen before.
I've never seen before.
As a martial artist, I am learning from this fight.
He wants to make you go out and try it on some people.
Well, to be honest, I actually tried this when I was a little kid.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this is the same move that Allan was doing. I kicked a guy in the face in high school.
Oh, yeah? So you see, he learned it from you.
No, he didn't. What? No, he didn't. Absolutely not.
I used to have this trick that if somebody kicked me in school, and even a little bit close to my knee, I would grab my knee and pull my knee up and acted like I hurt my knee. And then when he came closer, I would kick with the same leg. Bang! And it always worked. Everybody always thought, oh, he's hurt. And they came in, bang! Neat little trick. Oh.
Speaking of tricks,
for that.
You heard the impact from that kick.
Yep, that one's going to hurt. This is going to be a close fight.
Okay, closer than the first round. I don't know. That was a real close round. I think it could have been a draw round.
Yeah.
The first round was definitely Allan. That round was much closer because Sakuraba did most of the imposing of the submission attempts. Now Allan got out of them, but like right here, Sakuraba got him close to an armbar.
It's beautiful. This guy moves. He's floating all around. Wow.
Allan was possibly in some trouble there, but his defense was really good. And it was Sakuraba standing back up, taking a few kicks, but not even as many as he took in the first round, because he's starting to get his distance. He's actually learning how to deal with this style as the fight progresses.
The last round, 10 minutes.
Okay, last round. Sakuraba wants to touch gloves, and Allan finally touches gloves. Allan, serious as a heart attack about defeating Kazushi Sakuraba.
He's got kicks out of nowhere, eh? It's doing actually good. Oh, the single leg.
But Allan trying to defend the takedown this time. Sakuraba getting on the bottom, possibly in the guard. But as I said before, Allan doesn't seem to be as effective in the top position as he was in the bottom position. But we shall see.
What is he going to do now? I think they should restart it in the center of the ring. Okay, now we can use the rope. Maybe it's good. But he definitely should try to pass his legs. This, exactly.
But see how Sakuraba gets the guard again?
God, he's good.
Okay, they are, as you said, boss, going to restart the fighters closer to the center of the ring because Sakuraba is almost slipping out from under that ring rope. Allan passing the guard, but getting put back in the guard again. Sakuraba really working for that armbar. Really tricky here. Allan's got to be very careful.
He's all over the place.
Uppercut there by Sakuraba.
Make one little mistake, he's going to catch you. Leg lock, armbar, anything. Unbelievable. Look at him. He's constantly moving. See, he should need a back right now. Go for the kidneys or something. Forget submissions now. Forget about it, man.
I don't know. I don't know. He's got that choke again.
Yeah, but he needs to put his left foot in. Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
He really does, but Sakuraba is turtled up real tight with that left knee directly under his chest, so it's almost impossible for Allan to put that left leg hook under.
Yeah, but that's why he should knee right now.
Plus, that's why he hasn't put it under, because Sakuraba had it trapped. We didn't see it from that angle. Sakuraba, right when Allan goes, thought he had another move on a choke. Sakuraba threw another monkey wrench in, but now he's in a good position.
Knee to the body.
Yeah, Allan should throw that right knee right under the underarm.
That's it.
And as soon as Sakuraba drops his arm down to block it, go for the choke again. Unbelievably, they have slowed down just a little bit.
Oh,
Now he's got it. He's got it.
he's out again.
But he's got it tight, though, boss. He's got it tight around his neck.
Whoa,
He does.
he's got it.
He's got it tight. That is a tight V-lock around the neck.
Whoa!
Even without the hooks, that was a lot of pressure on his neck.
Wow. Unbelievable escape. Yeah, that took a lot of energy from both of them.
Yeah, but Sakuraba's neck has got to be hurt by that because he twisted out of that. And Allan really had that tight. They're both resting. What an epic battle this has been.
This has been a real good fight. Real technical. You remember first we saw him against Vernon Tiger White. We said, wow, this is good. Then we saw him the last time against, who was it?
Carlos Newton.
Carlos Newton. Unbelievable. And now we see him against Allan Goyes. It's,
Well, you know what I think?
what a fight.
I think the difference in this fight as opposed to those two fights, which were both tremendous grappling battles, I think there's more emotion in this fight. I think that both guys have a lot more on the line. I think they're fighting with a lot more pride in this fight. Whereas those first couple fights, it was more like they kept rolling around, they would go for a submission, they'd let it go, and it was more like, not a sparring match, but
yeah,
it wasn't
more the grappling match.
It wasn't the tension.
Yeah.
It wasn't like life or death depended on it. Whereas this match, I think there's a lot at stake. The implications are here. Carlson Gracie's student, Conan Silveira, was armbarred by Sakuraba in Ultimate Japan. Now they want payback. They're sending this guy in, maybe one of the Terminators, who knows, to take out Sakuraba. So he's fighting a lot different fight than Carlos Newton or Vernon Tiger White did. Those guys basically did a grappling match with no strikes. Allan is all over him with strikes. Look, he's got a bloody nose. He busted his ear up.
He's kicking the legs, kicking the head.
He's trying to take him out. And he's doing it with honor. He's not breaking the rules. He's not cheating. He's doing it with an absolutely unique style for Sakuraba.
Yeah, Sakuraba has to move now. He's going to have to work. Because this is going to be a close one to call, this fight.
Well, so far, I would have to give Allan Goes a slight edge in this fight because he's been more effective at initiating submission attempts and definitely more effective with the strikes, without question. Right there, stomp to the solar plexus from the ground.
Yeah. He looks in this position kind of like a big Hoyler Gracie, you see?
Exactly.
These are hard kicks, man.
I know, they're going bone to bone there. You can hear that. Sakuraba is befuddled by Allan Goes right now.
Whoa.
That's like a little gunshot, that roundhouse kick. But is it enough? I think regardless of what happens, this is technically one of the best grappling matches I've seen in mixed martial arts. I think we're seeing an evolution in the style of grappling of mixed martial arts going to a higher level each time. Guys like Allan Goes and Kazushi Sakuraba are taking it to the next level, boss.
They're doing, man. They're doing it for sure. And every fight Sakuraba's in, it's a beautiful fight. That counts too, you know. The guy wants to go. It doesn't matter. He's at the top. He will move. He moves around you, works circles around you. That will give you also opportunities to attack him, you know. And then he escapes again. You got the last 3 minutes. He's going to get to work.
Yeah, he really does. He's got to figure something out here because he can't stand in this position because Allan is doing most of the scoring here, even though Kazushi is throwing the kicks there. Okay, now, are we going to see some boxing? Nope.
Oh
low single leg, ankle pick there. Sakuraba chopping to the body, but
yep, same position. What can we do, you know? They shoot. Whoa!
Another stomp there to the solar plexus by Allan Goes' heel. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. We're seeing a whole new way of striking here, boss.
Man, I've never seen this in my life. So I'm going to load it up and see if I can ever use it.
He's doing a side kick now. He's doing a side kick from the bottom, aiming right at that taped-up knee. That's not a nice thing to do.
Wow.
Right at the taped-up knee. Now, Sakuraba spinning out, but Sakuraba can't do much.
Whoa.
It's almost as if Sakuraba has been out-tricked in this fight.
Yeah, he finally met somebody. Last 1 minute. He finally met somebody who does same crazy things like he does.
Well, he met somebody who's got the guts to try crazy things. But he hasn't been dominated necessarily, but he has been outscored for the most part. But I think because we have no judges tonight, if the fight goes the distance, it will be an automatic draw.
Man, I was thinking the same thing.
But if I were a judge, I would probably have to rule in favor of Allan Goes in this fight.
Yeah, I think so too.
I really do, because I think he's done more to win in this fight than Sakuraba has. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter because the way the scoring is set up is it goes to submission or knockout. Otherwise, it's an automatic draw. So far, that's the way the system is set up. End of the match. We saw strategy, and we saw a totally unique way of fighting from Allan Goes, an effective way of fighting. It's a draw, automatic draw. Got to tell you, though, I think Allan, he definitely did more in that fight than Sakuraba did. Wow. I think Allan has definitely made an impression, going to paying his respects there to Carlson Gracie. Allan Goes really has to be proud of his effort there. I'm sure Sakuraba is really going to think about what he just saw tonight under the cannons of Allan.